Hello, everybody. How was your week? Welcome back to another one of my weekly updates. I'm going to be doing the 14th to the 20th. It is now the 21st, but that's all water under the bridge, right? So, I did put off a day of doing this one because I didn't do quite as well as last week. I can't say I did terribly, but I did not do as well with some things as I would like to. That happens. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started because it's getting late. Gotta be up too early tomorrow. Got things going on. It's just another week, right? So I'm gonna go through the same things that I did before, which is my sleep, my exercise, my diet, family life balance, and then my videos. So, starting off, I want to talk about my sleep. It's always so foggy, but you could see that I did get about 9 hours last week. My goal was 8, so that's cool. More than 8 is good. You just want to make sure you're not spending too much leisure time in bed. This happened because I wasn't working as much, so I've got more time to sleep and less reason to get out of bed. Recovery is important, so I do like to make sure that I get ample amount of sleep when I can, because there are times in my life where I get less than 0 hours a day. So, like, looking back at yesterday, that's part of the reason why I didn't even record this video yesterday, was because I had been about 24 hours without, so I wanted to go to bed. Sleep, I think I got maybe too much, but not so much that it's bad. So I'm going to give myself an A+ on that because I haven't gotten one yet, and because I don't think 9 is bad. 9 is good. 10, I would probably start docking points, but 9 isn't bad. 9 isn't so bad. Next thing is exercise. So I did hit my 4 weight days, my 5 cardio days. I did short my first leg day because I was starting to feel pain in my, not like pain, but it's when you know something doesn't feel right. I've been struggling with some tendon or muscle tightness over the course of the last year because of my increased exercise frequency and intensity, and I was recovering from having a broken foot from the year before, plus whatever other imbalances I might have had before that. So, and being a mother, your hips, if you don't already know, your hips are probably out of place. So it's something to keep in mind when you're doing heavy leg stuff, because that will kind of throw off the balance of your muscles in each of your legs. So I do give myself an A, not an A+, because I missed a couple sets on my first day, but I did manage to get everything else in, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Diet, this time around, is kind of I think diet's by far going to be the thing that I struggle with the most every week until I really nail it down, which I don't know if does anyone ever really nail it down? I'm sure competitors, once they competed a couple times, they know what to expect. But since I'm not on a time schedule, on an end date or anything, for me it's hard to fathom the fact that I need to forever keep being perfect. So I always end up with these lapses because I don't see an end in sight. So I basically make my own end. Give myself my own inspiration, I guess. I reward myself now and then. But in this case, as of this week, I do give myself a D because I was overeating the last 3 days. It stopped today. Scale definitely went straight up, and that's usually because when you're overeating, you're intaking more salt, you're bloating, you're doing all kinds of, your body's retaining a lot more water. So as soon as I stopped doing that, I did drop 3 pounds. It's a big difference. It's a huge difference. So if you're overeating, just get back on track if you can, when you can, as soon as possible, because it's hard to reel it in. The longer you go without being really, really strict on yourself, the harder it is to get back to being strict on yourself. So I'm hoping that this next week, my goal for this next week is going to be to hit 95 or higher compliance like last week, because that was great. Seeing great results. I want to see a new low because we're still very fluid. Like I said, there was a 3-pound difference between one day to another, and that's huge. The scale is very folly. Don't go off of the scale all the time. It's just I'm using it because my trainer needs to use it, so I'm very aware of it because I have to record it every day. And it's like even a guilty pleasure. Sometimes I don't like entering it in there because I don't like them to see that there was such a huge difference from one day to another, because it's so obvious that you didn't do what you were supposed to do and you feel naughty. I feel naughty. Anyways, next is family. My goal was 2 outings, but it is very, very cold outside and there are very limited things for us to do around here living in a small town. So I do give myself a B because we did go out once and I did make a video with her because she really loves making videos at this time in her life. And I think that's awesome that she really likes to do something. I don't really remember having a whole lot of strong interests as a kid. So to me, I cherish those. So you might see some random stuff. You know, if anyone ever watches these, I just like it so that she can look it up and see that it's there. Because she'll ask me all the time, hey mom, can we make a video? And you're like, yeah, okay, I can make a video. And that's, that goes on to the next topic is videos. So my goal was to do 3, but my expectation is 2 because I'm still working on a couple different things like topics. I have a ton of topics, but feeling confident enough to talk about them to where I can like inform other people is a different area, because so far I've just been getting comfortable with making videos about something that I like, something that about me. So far, I would say most of the stuff I've talked about up to now is very much myself-oriented, because that's why I'm making these videos, is for me. I'm starting to really enjoy them. Growing up, I hated being on camera, hated recording. I had extreme social anxiety, like agoraphobia, and I can't, we're just not, we're getting there. So that's my process. I give myself a B because I managed to pump out 2 videos, which was my weekly, and then one with her. I did record a 3rd, but I did not edit a 3rd because I just didn't feel like, maybe I will still do that one, but it's very much a me video, something for me to look back on when I get older. But some people can mistake it for actual advice, and I think it is important advice, but you know, maybe not to the caliber that somebody's going to want to watch it. Or professionals are going to want to watch it and be like, you shouldn't be telling people this, because I can't say it's very specific information, and it's not harmful information either, but people won't understand it. It's not like great rewatchable content. You know what I mean? It's for me. I mentioned last week that I was getting about 10,000 steps, 10 to 12,000 steps per day at my full-time job, which I am no longer doing at the moment, hopefully in the future again. But so there were about 3 days that I tried to hit at least 5,000 steps while at the gym, so it doesn't count whatever else I did walking around the house or anything like that, or going to and from places, grocery shopping. That was just something I would like to maintain if possible, because walking is such an underrated form of cardio. You don't even know. If you don't already know, you should. Walking is great. Just walk. I didn't hit the full 10,000, 12,000, whatever. That would have taken me hours, because even getting that 5,000 a day probably took me a good hour, hour and a half. I didn't really keep track. Once I start walking, I walk. I like to think that I'm a pretty fast walker. I maintain a pretty fast pace, but it's still, that stuff takes time. That's why walking can be a hard cardio to do, because it's very time consuming in order to meet the same calorie burning goals. I can't remember the word right now. Oh well, time is valuable. We won't worry about it. But to note, I have had, I don't want to call it knee pain because it's not quite knee pain, but it's there's one very tight muscle in my left leg that has not stopped for a good month. So I don't like being that fit person that loves to go to the gym and push real hard, but then has a hard time getting up off the floor when you kneel down. To me, that's not a good look. So I'd like to get that fixed. And that's probably why I will go ahead and add on that other video that I recorded, because it's very much about when you increase your exercise intensity, capacity, anything. People think that, oh, because you're exercising a lot, you can't get hurt, and that's not true. It just means that you have more maintenance to do in order to keep your muscles in shape. It brings out your imbalances, and if you're not on top of those imbalances, they could very easily escalate into injuries in the future. So that's very much on my radar. If you feel pain while you're doing a workout, if you feel pain at any time, you do need to talk to a professional about that. That's important. But for me, it's a tight muscle that I've been struggling with for a good, at least year, I think. There's a lot more things that'll go into that. I'd like to rehabilitate that. I don't know if that'll be in the next week or not. Overall grade for the week, I give myself a C. It's an average, right? A C. Not as great, not as bad. We'll keep going week by week. It keeps changing, right? But speaking of which, next week, so my goal is to hit closer to 8 hours of sleep, utilize my time a little better. Exercise, of course, I want to hit my 4 days, 4 days weights, 5 days cardio, and then diet. I have not seen a 100% awesome week yet out of the year that I've been doing this. And so that's something I've really wanted to do for the last couple months as I'm getting a lot, as it's becoming more of a possibility. I really want to do that. And family, I still want to try 2 outings. We're supposed to have a little bit warmer weather. It's supposed to be like 60 degrees warmer than it has been in the last week. So, boom, if we can get some time outside when it's around freezing, that would be great. Because freezing is really warm right now. You don't even know. And videos. Standard is still 3. Expected to do 2. I'm thinking I'll do 3. I might talk about something else directly after this. I haven't decided yet. It depends how I feel. But thank you for tuning in for another wonderful week. I know they're not particularly exciting, but I like to have them because it really shows how things go week to week, and it's something to look forward to at all times. Tune in. Okay, thanks, bye.